All right, this is a public pretender that was not involved in this, but all of the rest of these cards here go with this situation in this case. So I'm gonna set them in a pile here, and I'll make photocopies of this as soon as you're done with that. I also have some more stuff from uh, this one right here. Also,
That didn't like me.
what didn't?
It grabbed it from me. Took it apart.
That's right. I'll find some tape.
Like it came down. I'm like, damn it. That's supposed to come down on me.
I know I have some tape. I got a big old packing tape thing, but I don't want to tape it with this.
You right? Well, good thing I'm done copying both sides.
All right. We do need to find. Bad habits and all that. Smokey says, "Don't drink and drive."
Only you can prevent forest fires.
I thought that was campfire. Watch your campfires. Okay.
Do what?
I thought not watching campfires.
Or,
well, I guess
you know.
he also did do the drunken driving one too.
And the flicking your cigarettes out the window, and I think
Okay,
Dare used them for a bit too, but I can't remember. Like I took Dare so many times.
right.
In some of the places I lived, Dare was 5th grade. Some of it wasn't till 9th grade. All right, Dole County Sheriff's Office incident report. Let's see. Scott DaCosta, this occurrence was from, let's see, this is 6/25/2018. This is, again, about the threats. It says incident type information only, complaint type THRX threats. Obviously, that was one of the times I had tried to turn it in. And then it says SO District Division Patrol Area Chapel. Reporting Officer Cody Selhorst, deputy, said called to the Chapel Lake due to Schwartz wanting to kill himself. I spoke with Sean and he indicated he was not planning on killing himself and he just needed someone to talk to. That was not what I told him. He also said, I spoke with Sean for about 3 hours in the sheriff's office about what's going on in his life. And that's the thing, like I had gone to him to turn in crimes that people were committing. This right here is from Cody Selhorst, and this is one of a great many times that I had gone to the Dual County Sheriff's Office for help. It's a lot. It's got my old address on it and stuff like that. So I mean, it shows where my residence was and that I was a resident of somewhere at the time. Although I think they wrote it down wrong. I'm not certain. This is one I'll probably need a couple of photocopies of because it shows like Scott Costa basically tried to insinuate that because I had spoken to him so many times, it was because I was some sort of criminal bad
Is
person.
that this one?
No, that's Gordon County.
Oh, but you want
that's
that
where he
one?
had me sent.
Okay.
But the fact is, like, I kept on going to him about threats and harassment and people assaulting me. And, you know, I told him about the situation with Cody Selhorst or not Cody Selhorst, Jesus, what's that fucker's name? Chris Kurth. I also got stuff from like Derek Jepson and them talking about Robert Warnick being a dick. They're actually the ones that let me know he was a registered sex offender. When I found that out, it made perfect sense. Like, yeah, he was drunk and he was paranoid because I was walking down the street. Oh no. But that phone that's broken in there, the one that's all cracked to hell, I still need to try to find a place that's local can fix it. Everywhere that I keep looking is in Colorado, and I can't safely go there. Let's see. This is a good title for a video. The mentally ill tag is a toe tag in a body bag. There's one here about Brianna Hernandez Cordona. Those are not the ones we're looking for, though. Now, one of the things is having a steady address allows me to actually send this paperwork out where it needs to go. A lot of the stuff that I've sent out to where it needed to go from other people's addresses, like when I got to move, I don't have access to those addresses. And if I have to move because those people are messed up in the head, violent alcoholics or, similar stuff, then of course they don't want to be my friend no more. Let's see. Predators from Natalie's death. Here's a good one. This is the one on Casey Smith. Pixie. And let's see. This one right here is about Josh Rayborn. This also makes it easy for me to go back because I can click on it and see approximately what date it happened. And that makes it easier to go through the recordings and find the actual recordings of the incidents. But as you saw, there's a bunch. Like most of them are just numbers. It doesn't have. Let me see. All right, there's the conversation in this part right here where it's the inside of my horse trailer. There's a lot of stuff there that was from a year ago. And there's a couple of conversations with there's another call to Jewell County. And God, there's a lot of phone calls there to law enforcement. So I suppose I ought to just start posting all of those up because I've basically been just going over them just because there's so many and I'm trying to find other stuff. But I mean, that obviously applies to this case. And this makes it so that it's easier access. And then we can try to send the links to it and hopefully somebody looks at it, but not necessarily.
somewhere that's comfortable.
I kept on changing their minds every time I talked to them. Yeah, I kept telling them things that I was absolutely right about. And then when the professionals said it, people sort of listened. I'm like, see, I know my stuff pretty darn well. Let's see. There's also a bunch of them on missing people. A lot of these people were found, which is really cool. Some of them were just over at friends' houses and stuff like that. Not all of them, though. Oh, God, that was stupid. Remind me not to stick my finger in my eyeball when it itches. Um, Eventually, I was not very nice. Now, these aren't in the right order. I think they're in reverse, but I'm not for certain. Because the way that I posted up in the chat here, when I check it later, it's not always in that same order for some reason. And that's even more so with the regular chat on it. All right. A lot of people said, well, you didn't go about it the right way. Well, I went about it the way that I was told to, and it didn't work. Here's some stuff on Chris Kurth. Copy link address. It says streamed 1 year ago. And this is about Chris Kurth. Obviously, that one that she just photocopied, it's talking about me talking to Cody Selhorst. And obviously, what he wrote down, the situation was about threats and harassment. And instead of doing his job, he tried to appease me with a fucking sandwich.
Yeah, I'm done with these ones, all right?
Yes, ma'am. Also, at this pile. God, there are so many. All right. Well, it's a good thing I got a box of, I think it was a box of 200 of these manila, or these file folders, so we got quite a few.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh.
she'll be- all right. These people, if they'd made the calls with me, safety in numbers, that's what it all came down to right from the start. And I've proved that time and again with the people that did make phone calls with me and go in with me for small parts of it. But there's also the follow through. If you go and you're a witness, you're a witness. And you say you don't know nothing, and then I talk to you and you say exactly the things that I said, the things that I got called crazy for. Well, I let you know I was being called crazy for that. And I let you know that the difference between me getting treated the way that I am and having an honest day in court is whether or not you come forward. All right. Handwritten. Through all this, I was the only one who cared about showing the truth. Of course,
I'm the one taking the abuse from it. And although I'm not the only one, a lot of people, I don't know if they actually went through that stuff or not. Maybe it was just an excuse. A lot of these web sleuth folks, they're making fake profiles, pretending like they're going to help me, and they're really not. They're trying to, of course, cherry pick. Now, getting something done about this situation is, well, with all of that paperwork, a very long, drawn out process. All right.
Here you go. I gotta check the emails and I'm gonna get the stuff that was written by people, to send in over the internet, like their written stuff.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to see if I can get it to print off the computer in about, I don't know. I'll do it when you're done, of course, but
Yeah. Where do you want this one? Do you want this to go back in the...
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a copy of it so that you've got it. And
Oh, this is from video games. I don't need that at all. I suppose I ought to put it in your stuff. That was Peaches and Raja thought that after Natalie died, if I started playing a game with them, that we could at least visit with each other online. But I did buy Minecraft so we could do that, and I got the little server thing they said too. I just didn't know what I was doing. Like I said, I'm computer stupid, so I have to have someone help me. That is a blank piece of paper. Oh, yes, I remember. We had to smuggle me some paper. Yeah, that's just a blank piece of paper from jail. Let me see. Yeah.
Will this one be needing to be taped? Is there a specific spot you want to put it?
yeah, you can just set it. I'm gonna get an envelope to put there, but yeah.
Oh, that cut off the date. I'll fix that. I'll add to it like that. What is it you fix?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
If they say that you just wanted to talk, that's their excuse to turn off their camera and not do jack crap. I was trying to turn in crime from people in this town as well as people elsewhere, and that includes Chris Kerr and also Carl Snell, of course. But when he realized what was going on, he started actually talking to me like I was a person and treating me like a person. He even helped me fix my tire over by, Lucy's over by Julesburg.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He used to work down there, and helped me and Bob Long fix the tire there, and he talked to me, pretty pleasantly. Told me he was sorry about everything that was going on. I told him how uncomfortable I was with Chris Kerr and that was not appropriate.
I will need to be going home here after a bit though, Sean.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
am coming back to town, but I have to get paperwork for the insurance people so that I can keep insurance, if you know what I mean.
Yes, ma'am. Is there any way you might be able to possibly come back Thursday and help me turn in the paperwork? We could coordinate over the phone between now and then.
Could possibly do that.
All right, because I'm able to send the email stuff now from the tablet. A lot of this stuff we got set up and arranged enough that I can make a lot of the photocopies I need. That pile of police paperwork I'll have to go through because some of it's all over the place.
All right, what else we gotta do? Yes. I actually had to go back to the hospital because the Dual County deputy, when I was arrested on the 16th for trying to turn in Scott and Costa, they were supposed to give me a prescription for antibiotics, and the Dual County deputy had dropped it on the floor.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so the Cheyenne County deputy picked it up and handed it to him, and he played stupid for a second until realizing, I really do have to do this. And then he lost it again between here and the Scottsbluff jail.
Oh, man.
And they thought that would be enough to keep me hemmed up and they'd get away with their shit. But unfortunately, I had enough money in my pocket because I couldn't get a bank account. I had to keep it all in my pocket.
Yeah, how do you spell that name so that I spell it right?
Alvarado, Alvarado.
Sorry, spell it slower. Sorry. A-L.
V as in victory.
Okay.
A R A
A
D
D
O.
O.
I thought her handwriting was nice and pretty enough to read.
I can read some of it, but I have a hard time with it.
All right.
A-L-V-A-R-E.
On the bright side, you're not having to read 400 threats. Was that fun or what?
From what I could read, what I read, no, was I got a clear picture.
Well, that's just on that one post. I mean, there's the stuff in all of these supposed Natalie Bollinger groups, and of course the stuff from Anna Solves and the Sword and Scale episodes 109 and 110. And I guess he made a later one that you had to be a paid subscriber to get, and they basically just made fun of me the whole time. It's just bullies bullying for entertainment. That's what all of this is. But at the same time, it is a good, useful tool because it does allow you to show what's going on and to speak out about what's going on.
Yeah.
Let me see. Is there anything else that I have handy? Oh. 8/13. No, that's older than that. This is from 2013. That can't be right. Oh, this is from Bozeman, Montana, when I got my teeth taken out. That's when I told you Miss Jerry rescued me. She came down and got me, and Ron took me up there. Yes, ma'am.
You had that out before you even started my folder.
I should probably write Colorado Autism Advocate, although she Oh my God, when you're trying to tell someone what's going on and
Sometimes, yes.
I was in a state of crisis. Autism advocate, Colorado. A lot of these people, they had stuff that they wanted me to do. So one of them was like, all right, well, we can get you a victim's rights advocate because everything that happened. So the victim's rights advocate, her name was, I think, Lynette. And I called her up and she said that she was the Volunteers victim's rights advocate. So she couldn't do that for me, but she said that I would be able to leave state. So then when me and Cara Johnson called her up and recorded it, there was a situation where at that point, knowing that it was being recorded and that somebody else was talking with her, she was all about what she was saying.
Right.
So we got that recorded, and then Cara Johnson Miles didn't like, or not Cara Johnson Miles, Cara Rogers was her name. She went by Cara Mia on the internet.
Yeah.
But she was from them crazy ass web sleuth groups, and she didn't like another lady named Layla Johnson who turned out to be a complete and total fraud. It wasn't her at all. Like she
Yeah.
wouldn't call me, and the reason she wouldn't call me is because she wasn't actually who she said she was. I'm going to give you a copy of this here too, because this is from the incident. And I think they wrote it down because it says reported date 6/25/2018. It was
I have
5/25.
a question.
So they kept on writing stuff down wrong.
There is something I want out of here. I want a picture. There's a picture I want out of here. If you don't mind. Is this Natalie?
No, that's Anna. She's dead too.
Okay.
That's Natalie.
That's Natalie?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's Natalie as well.
Well, I know that's Natalie. I what that was. Is that?
That's her stepmother, one of the ones that was
Okay.
playing head games with me.
That's
That's
her
her real mother.
That's her real mother.
Yep,
And that's Natalie.
that's Natalie.
Well, then that's what I wanted to find out because of that picture. I wanted to make sure who was what in those pictures. Okay, well then never mind. I just wanted to.
I
check
can
with
sell
those
you,
pictures I was
or
seeing.
not sell you, I can send you some of the news stuff so that you know what was going on with that at the time, and then
Well, I was just checking with pictures because some of those pictures don't look right.
I wasn't trying to have an argument or say you did something
no,
wrong. I was
I
just trying to
wanted to
explain the situation. So I'm gonna send that stuff to you so that you have a copy of it. It's all over the place. It's not difficult to
Yeah.
find,
Well, I'm.
but you'll get to see a
what
lot
you're
of the
giving me, too, on
misinformation.
my flash drive, I can look at that too.
Yep, a lot of the misinformation that people have given me
I was gonna put that in my backpack. Make it
Yep.
easier to carry.
is also on here. It's hard to make the right decision when the people that are supposedly going to help you, they're internet nut jobs who are only trying to help the volunteers be douches. And then there's other ones that, they offered to help, but unlike the douches, they're helping the volunteers who are all about this stuff and got plenty of time to harass innocent people. The people who were offering to help me, for the most part, weren't putting any actual effort towards it. Like, without your words, these situations in their minds didn't exist. Without your words, they get to pretend like I didn't try, like I didn't make an effort.
Mhm.
And obviously, with me having to go to the Judge Brandon Rowland, who's a POS, it's going to be complicated because I need to be able to make it so that I'm not working with him.
Right.
The other thing, the one with David Saltzman and Katie Saltzman, those are two of the people who were helping me that disappeared. I haven't heard anything hide or hair of them.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is Bobby Forrest. I haven't heard hide or hair of him for, I want to say, over a year.
Yeah.
There's a piece of paper looks exactly like this one.
Mm-hmm.
And Natalie drew a picture for me on my birthday while I was in Virginia.
Mostly art and all picture stuff should be over there.
Yes, ma'am. I was gonna show it, cause I mean, a lot of that stuff, people just don't get. We really were friends and people just wanted
And
to
yeah,
be
and I
mean.
never did go through that bag yet. I was gonna leave that bag for you.
Yeah, that's all receipts.
Okay.
The guy that helped me right after Natalie was killed, his name is Brian Townsend. And he helped me to catalog and photograph all of those. What he said is that the police confused him for his brother in Longmont and smacked him in the head with a flashlight, so he's got memory issues. But he doesn't look a thing like his brother. I mean, they might be half brothers, but it's like
Right.
the difference between you and Rabbit. You know,
Okay.
He's a lot
Fair
bigger. He looks a lot different. All right. So I guess we should probably be finished with this stuff for the evening. I can take care of most of it, and I think the rest of it I should be able to send you through the internet. So I'm gonna end this and give you a hug and tell you you're ugly and your mama dresses you funny.